It's that time of year where people start worrying about their beach body, their pool body, and their overall health. But what if there was a test to give you the perfect starting point to tell you what you need to work on? Well, there is, and it's in our own backyard, and it's called the Bod Pod. Now, while the teachers and students are rivals on the court, it's obvious that everyone's on the same team at the end of the night. Obviously, archery is a sport that can be determined by the matter of centimeters, so this game is just as much mental as it is physical. Now, most of Amanda's competition is at least 10 years younger than her, but that's not keeping her from putting up some of the best numbers of her life. Now, although weightlifting is his passion, Jordan's road to USA weightlifting has involved plenty of sacrifices.
I'm in college as well.
The Philly Special, a play that will forever be in the minds of Eagles fans, and forever be etched on the elbow of Matt Renaro.
We've got two contenders tonight live on the channel. We find our John Buffone in Lidditz as Warwick hosts Hempfield, and he's got a special guest. Hey, John.
Hey, Brian, we're at Garage Field, the site of a Section 1 showdown between Hempfield and Warwick. Both teams are 3-2 overall, both teams are 1-1 in section play, and both teams have playoff aspirations. Joining me now is head coach for Warwick, Bob Walker. Coach, thanks for taking some time to talk to us. Out of the gates, I got to ask you, Adam Ricketts takes over full-time under center, has a great game against Lebanon, 3 touchdowns, more importantly, no interceptions, over 200 yards passing. Take me through his progression since he became the full-time starter.
We dialed some things back a little bit last week. We tried to give him some easy reads, shrunk the playbook a little bit. But the thing I noticed more than anything else was he was willing to take the things that were there, didn't try to force anything, went through his reads, went through his progressions, both run-wise and pass-wise, and made some really intelligent choices, and I think that reflects the kid that he is.
You guys have scored a bunch of points this year, more points than anybody in Section 1 so far, averaging almost 50 points per game, and you've done it with a balanced offense. How important is it to have that balanced offense to keep opposing defenses honest?
Well, I think what we need to do is, since we are balanced, we have to take advantage of what they give us. If they give us a certain look, we're either going to go to the run or the pass, and that falls back to some degree to Adam's ability to read things. If we can stay balanced, we make it difficult for most defenses to take specific things away from us, and eventually we hope to find a couple matchups that are advantageous to us. So that's our mindset.
You have a tough game tonight, a tough Hempfield squad. They don't score a lot of points, but they don't give up a lot of points either. They have a good dual threat quarterback in Mark Himmelsbach. What do you guys have to do tonight to make sure you're successful in this game?
We need to keep him under control. Six is a tremendous football player. We don't want to get into a shootout or a track meet. We'd like to try to control the ball a little bit. No turnovers, minimize mistakes, and try to win the special teams battle. Do what comes to us offensively, and we'll see where we're at.
All right, Coach, thanks for taking some time to talk to us. Best of luck to you. I'm going to let you get back to your team. Remember, if you can't make it out to the game tonight, you can watch it right here on BRC 11 at 7 p.m. Eric May and Coach Phil Kaufman will have the call for you. But for now, reporting in Lidditz, I'm John Buffone. Brian, back to you guys.
Thank you, John. Welcome back to high school game night. Let's go back to Section 1. The Conestoga Valley Buckskins, John, versus the Lebanon Cedars.
Look, CV has looked very dangerous this season. They could very easily be 4-1 right now, if not for the overtime loss to LS. Buckskins on the road for the second straight week. Lebanon quarterback, his name's Zakir Salesman. He's looking for a receiver, but uh-oh, don't throw it to this guy. What are you doing? Jose Barbone, he's in our highlights almost every week. Aren't you watching? He picks it off. It's the 100% guaranteed, locked and loaded, can't miss, boom, boom, interception return of the week. Look, this guy's not even winded. What a player. He sets up this. Joseph Ben Cosmes, he spins into the end zone, puts CV up 7-0. Lebanon keeping this game close, but CV finding the holes in the Cedar defense. Tanner Schwilp going deep. Look who it is. It's Michael Lefevre. He's got it. Led to a CV field goal. The Buckskins would ultimately run away with this one in the fourth quarter. They win it. 32-24 is your final.
What was that? The locked and loaded boom boom?
I couldn't repeat it right if I wanted to,
Love
but
it.
I was in the zone. Hello and welcome to the High School Game Night Halftime Show. I'm your host, John Buffone. It's week 8 of the LL football season. The finish line is in sight, but there are still teams angling for position in those coveted playoff spots. In just a few minutes, we'll catch up with LMP's Jeff Reinhardt to get his take on the LL football scene. But first, let's revisit this week's top 5 plays. Well, they say good things come to those who wait, but would that prove true for our local baseball teams after yesterday's postponements? Both Warwick and Manheim Central were back in action today in hopes of advancing in the District 3 playoffs. Let's start in the 6A bracket. Number 4 Warwick hosting number 5 Wilson. The Warriors get out of a jam in the top of the first, 2 men on, but Zach Peters slams the door on the Bulldog threat with a K. The Warwick offense would eventually explode in the 5th inning, racking up 5 runs, which turned out to be all they needed as they defeat Wilson 5-2. Finally, let's switch gears to girls volleyball. A couple of teams squaring off last night, angling for position in Section 3. COCALICO and Northern Lebanon currently in 2nd and 3rd place, looking to gain some ground on the 1st place Blazers of Lancaster Mennonite. We take you to Denver, where the Eagles were looking to make it a season sweep of Northern Lebanon after defeating the Lady Vikes 3-0 in their first match of the season. We're going to pick up action in the first game. Northern Lebanon keeping it close. This game was kind of back and forth throughout, but COCALICO begins to break away. Here you're going to see sophomore Claire Eberly with a block. She gives the Eagles a 19-16 lead, and they would ultimately take game 1 25-21, courtesy of a Morgan Dunn kill. Let's go to game 2 now. Another seesaw battle. Junior Nyla Gensimer heating up with the hammer, giving the Eagles a 3-point lead. And later on, guess what? Yep, it's going to be Gensimer again. Get out of the way, Cannonball coming. She led the Eagles with 8 kills. COCALICO takes game 2 27-25 and will go on to sweep Northern Lebanon 3-0, giving the Eagles sole possession of 2nd place. But for now, that will do it for sports. We'll be right back. Reagan Scott's just a normal girl from Lancaster County. She likes to hang out with her friends and go swimming in the summertime, but there's one minor detail. She wants to go to the Olympics.
As soon as she could walk, we put skates on her.
Reagan lives in Landisville and would normally be a student at Hempfield. But around the 2nd grade, Reagan and her family decided that in order to train twice a day, she would need to enroll at the Commonwealth Charter Academy to keep her schedule flexible.
I wake up around 6:30 every morning. I wake up, I go to the rink, I train for 2 hours. I go to my coach's house in between because she lives closer to the rink. I do my school there, I eat lunch, and then I go back to the rink and train for another 2 or 3 hours in the afternoon.
Reagan's father, Andy, is a hockey coach and realizes that his daughter's life isn't typical. And that's why it's important never to push her too hard.
Having been a coach for a long time, I've seen parents who've kind of imposed their dream on their kids, and that never works.
The kind of on-ice support Reagan does receive is an all-star group of coaches and trainers to maximize her potential, which paid off in 2016 when she won a bronze medal in the U.S. figure skating juvenile division.
Coaching's obviously tremendously important. Reagan's very lucky. She's got 2 former professional skaters from Russia, and they've had a tremendous impact on her development. She's been with them since 7 years old. And I'd also be remiss if I didn't mention Powertrain Sports Institute, who she's been with for 5 years.
She's working hard. She's putting enough hours on ice in the off ice, and she is determined. She is not wasting her time on ice. She loves what she's doing. She is coming every day with the drive. She's a really driven skater, and she's really passionate skater.
So it's clear that Reagan, her parents, and her staff are all skating in the same direction, which is the direction of Beijing in 2022.
The Olympics are my ultimate dream. I always have hoped to go to the Olympics, so every day I work harder and harder towards my goal.
Reporting in Harrisburg, John Buffone, News 11.